Good day, everyone. We want to talk about the latest product offering of IDFC Mutual Fund, which is the IDFC Floating Rate Fund. So, before I talk about IDFC Floating Rate Fund, I want to talk about the fixed income asset allocation framework we usually recommend at IDFC, which will help us place this fund and for our according to our investment needs. So among the asset allocation principle that we look at, so we divide the fixed income asset allocation process into three buckets, which is the liquidity, core, and satellite. The liquidity bucket can be used for investors extreme short term and let's say 2 to 15 days to 3 months kind of liquidity needs, which is basically your overnight or liquid fund. Then which is the core bucket is something where you know uh, which investors should allocate majority of their fixed income asset allocation, and which run a kind of a conservative credit and duration strategies, so that there is certain predictability and stability in the return to investors. These strategies typically comprise of ultra short term money market, low duration, and the short and medium term funds, which run high quality credit portfolios. The third bucket is the satellite bucket, where funds run more unconstrained credit as well as duration strategies, which comprise of your dynamic gilt income. And if an investor wants to go down the credit curve, then they can also look at credit risk funds. So this floating rate fund is a satellite offering from IDFC Mutual Fund, and suitable for investors who are seeking a minimum investment horizon of 6 months and beyond. Why we call it satellite is that the product will be running a slightly unconstrained credit as well as duration strategies. It can potentially run slightly more unconstrained duration as well as credit. On credit, the fund intends to invest minimum 70% in AAA and AAA equivalent assets at the time of investment, and the balance 30% could be invested in lower rated assets, including 81 bank bonds. However, we do not intend to go below AA minus at the time of investment when we invest in the non AAA assets. Uh, for quite some time, IDFC has been cautious and been recommending investors to to stay out of credit funds and to allocate majority of their portfolio to core strategies. One big question comes up is why now? One of the reasons that IDFC was recommending investors to to focus on core strategies was that if you look at the last 3 4 years, the banking system was still coming out of their asset quality issues post the asset quality review in 2013-14. We believed the NBFC sector had grown too fast, post 2013-14, and there could be some asset quality challenges which the sector, could face, which ultimately, played out. And most importantly, if we also see, the shape of the global economy, that was also facing some challenges where post maybe 14-15, following the Chinese slowdown, the overall construct of the global economy was also looking slightly weak. uh, and especially and combine that with in the last what happened in the last 12 months, especially post COVID, there was a widespread fear that banks and NBFCs will face further asset quality challenges, given the issues of the lockdown, given the issues in trade and services. There will be challenges not only across banks and NBFCs, but even many lower rated corporates will find it difficult to survive. Uh, you know, and if we look at what's happened in the last 6 to 9 months, there has been a synchronized fiscal and monetary stimulus by various central banks and various governments, including RBI and Government of India. All, and especially if you look at how NBFCs and banks have performed, they have performed quite well. They have been able to control their cost. They have been able to manage their asset quality. And if you look at the results of most of the public sector and private sector banks, as well as the NBFCs, most of them have been able to emerge out of this pandemic quite robustly. The second point, because of this synchronized, fiscal and monetary stimulus, we believe that that the global economy as well as the Indian economy can see a good amount of cyclical, upstart to growth, at least for the next 2 3 years, which makes many, credit issuers quite interesting. So we think that given the tailwind to growth, given the cleanup on the banking and the NBFC space, uh, given that these banks and NBFCs have been able to manage a once in a century kind of a crisis quite well, we think that now uh, there is some opportunities available in the unconstrained credit space. Uh, that's why we are recommending this fund as a part of the satellite allocation, where one can allocate some portion of their portfolio needs. Given that it's a floating rate fund, minimum 65% of the assets have to be either fixed rate bonds converted into floating, or they have to be bought as floating rate bonds. Since there are not too many floating rate bonds available, there is a possibility that the fund manager may use swaps to convert the fixed rate bonds into floating. So that has to be kept in mind by the investors. One thing also, which investors need to keep in mind, uh, that the fixed rate bonds and the swaps do not move in the same direction at all the times, uh, and even the magnitude might not be the same, being from different markets. So there might be some intermittent volatility that investors might face because of that. So the how investors should see, and how investors should measure the volatility of this fund should be to look at the net maturity after the swaps. So that will give you a reasonable indication that to measure the volatility for this fund. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.